Chris, some good news on the injury front with Ricky and Robert Snodgrass available and in the squad for this weekend.
Yes, it is good news, particularly in a period of time where we've had some bad news injury, where of course Robert was out and lose Anthony Pilkington. We're all aware of the period of time that Ricky has missed, so to see two of them back in the frame is pleasing, particularly with the games that we've got coming up over this Christmas period.
And particularly for Robert as well, because I think it's probably a bit earlier than you expected, isn't it?
It is, but he feels good, and he trained with us last Friday. Last Saturday he trained with us before the Swansea game, but we knew that he wouldn't be available for that one, so that's a nice bonus for us. And it also ends up that it's not such a long period of time that he's been out of the squad.
And how Anthony Pilkington and Alex Tessie progressing?
Both making good progress, not experiencing any problems or any setbacks. So we have a time scale for them, and we're very hopeful that they'll be within that time scale.
Before we look ahead to the Sunderland game, just final reflections on the Swansea match.
I think a lot of people that were watching the game would have felt that it was perhaps a fair result. I thought certainly in the second half, having gone behind, I think we done great just to get the goal just before half time, and a wonderful goal that it was. But I think in that second half period, if there was a team that was going to score, I think it would have been ourselves. I thought we certainly couldn't have been accused of not trying to go and win the game. But they're a very good side on the ball, and there's always a threat that they can catch you on the counter. So certainly disappointing that we didn't get the win that we wanted. But sometimes you'd like to think that hopefully you can look back and think that possibly it was a decent draw in the end.
Sunderland this weekend, who will be bottom at Christmas, whatever happens. But as you said, there's never an easy game in the Premier League, is there?
But it's never an easy game because everybody's fighting for something, and what Sunderland have, of course, are very good players. They've had a difficult period, a change of manager, and of course the older manager who brought in a lot of players. Sometimes it takes that little bit longer to gel. But we very much have to think about ourselves. We're in decent form going to Sunderland. We have to make sure that we put in a good enough performance that allows us to win the game. Anything short of that, and it's going to be an even harder day.
You of course know Gus Poyet from your time at Tottenham, and you said in the press conference that you wasn't surprised when you became a manager. I mean, do you see the same qualities in him as a manager as he did in a player? Yeah,
well, no surprise, and of course he also went on to Brighton and done a very, very good job at Brighton. But no, he was always enthusiastic about the game, very passionate about the game. So no surprise. It'd be nice to see him, and of course, apart from Saturday, I certainly wish him the best.
The away form had a massive boost, obviously, with the win at West Brom. How much confidence can you take from that performance?
A lot, I hope, because that's what the game is about. It's about good feelings from games, trying to emulate doing the good things that have got us some success and taking that into next games. But we know every game is different. But if we can take some of what we showed, a fair bit of what we showed in the West Brom game, then that will give us a better chance.
I think this weekend sees the first of 5 games in 15 days over the festive period. I mean, obviously you must be used to it now, right now, but it can't get any easier, really, can it?
No, it doesn't, and it's tradition, of course, here in this country. Lots of other countries can't quite believe we do what we do, particularly over of course the 26th and the 28th. But it's the same for everyone, and you just hope that you can get a bit of rhythm in that series of games. You desperately hope that you don't pick up injuries, because of course the turnaround is very quick, and in this period there will be a lot of course preparation going into games, but also a lot of recovery, and the recovery periods after games become very the most important periods.
And even though the games are so close, is there still a chance to build momentum because of that? Like, if you get some positive results? Yeah,
I think there always is. It's a normal after every game. If you've won the game and in the manner of which you've won it, you want to build on that one. There's always the talk that you win a game and you very quickly want to get into the next one. If that's not the case, you very quickly have to dust yourself down and make sure you're prepared the best way you're possible to get a win in the next game. But it's the same for everybody, no different. The same work will go into the teams, the same preparation will go into the teams. It's about the performance on the day, and we need to make sure that we perform well enough in these series of games so they realistically give us a good opportunity to get points.
Thanks, Chris.